Hi Collective. Happy New Year. If you don't already know me from TikTok, my name is Michaela. And welcome to my YouTube channel. It's brand new, fresh out of the womb, all ready for the new year. And if you are also on TikTok and you would like to give me a follow, you are welcome to, and you can find me at Unlearn with Michaela. Content you can expect from me in the future include downloaded messages from Spirit, as well as personal guidance along your path from me. If you're weird and wonderful, say hi. And if you're high vibe like me, subscribe. So for like the past 2 days, Spirit has been beating messages into my little head. Some of which have been more repetitive and some have stood out more, but I was really feeling a division. So the messages were split for 2 separate groups. So we will split the groups apart and we'll look into the messages for both of you. So group 1, hey. This feels so cool because it's brand new. Like I'm introducing myself to you. I feel like I'm making new friends or something. Those of you who already know me on TikTok, you know me already. Well, I look a bit different. I have ginger hair now. But yeah, anyway. Group 1, I was picking up that someone is going through a spiritual graduation. Someone genuinely feels like they can move forward. I must stress, genuinely. This is very authentic. They feel like they can move forward. What I was picking up was this is surrounding forgiveness. Somebody is moving forward and forgiving. The messages surrounding that were specifically for those who have had the intention to forgive people or circumstances for quite some time, but it's just taken a long time. You with me? And I feel like in the last few days, you've been having multiple epiphanies which have helped you find the missing piece to the puzzle, if you like, of forgiveness. So it's like the last step of your journey before you can genuinely propel yourself forward, but not looking back and not just desiring it, but actually finding the tools to take action. And what a better time than to tap into this energy than when we're closing out the year, right? Like, more power to you. And if you're celebrating tonight, this should absolutely be up there amongst all the things that you're thankful for. I would absolutely light a candle for Spirit, you know, just to show some honor and gratitude. Really, like, expressing gratitude is going to give you that cherry on top of your victory this year. You know, after all that hard work that you put in, the will that Spirit gave you to build a firm foundation, all that hard shadow work wasn't easy, right? And I'm really picking up that someone here has the personal year number 4. Strongly, I'm picking that up because I am sensing a lot of root work, hard groundwork. That's what number 4 represents. And it would actually make an awful lot of sense because I can see a lot of change coming after all this work, a lot of change coming next year, which would obviously make your personal year number 5. I sense a lot of clarity searching and soul searching. I'm speaking to someone who went full hermit mode. Like, people have been saying, where are they? I haven't seen them in ages. Like, you literally just went ghost. Yesterday afternoon, I kept hearing over and over, it's bigger than you and them. It's bigger than you and them. So someone here could have realized very recently that no matter what is going down in the 3D, if you were ganged up on abused or anything, attacked, anything negative, as much as it hurt at the time, I'm really sorry if that happened to you. You've realized it just doesn't seem as significant to you anymore. It looks very small to you now. Those who were doing it, look very small to you now. And not in an egotistical way, right? But what I'm getting is it's become a genuine belief of yours that no matter what negative forces are against you, it's the enemy's intention first. That's what I was hearing. The enemy's intention first and officially. Think about that. The enemy's intention first and officially. So at the end of the day, all these negative forces, all these people, they're just empty vessels, and it's the darker entities of the world at the end of the day. But you are like really understanding this now, not just as like textbook theory, but you've adopted it as a belief. That's amazing. Understanding this on a deeper level has basically been the source of you forgiving these people from your past. Some of you, this is people that you probably haven't spoken to in ages, but you just needed to, the door was closed, you just needed to bolt it, lock it. We don't need to peek anymore. We don't need to ponder on anything. We don't need to look. We don't need to think about it, basically. This is amazing. And this is the perfect time of the year. Congratulations. And a very happy, prosperous new year to you. If you enjoyed my video, like and subscribe, and see you soon. Group number 2, what's up? I was picking up for you guys that someone here has been doing an awful lot of reflecting on some type of verbal exchange between you and, I was hearing flying monkey actually. An exchange between you and a flying monkey. Like you feel like you were baited into discussing something that you didn't really want to. But you didn't put up any boundaries with this flying monkey, and you feel like you were taken advantage of. And this is giving someone that knows you from a group of people that they know. This could even be someone that you don't know all that well, but well enough to converse with. Could even be family. And that they've either bumped into you in the street, or they've called or texted you. But this exchange occurred after some time, after you've left the group. And they may have just been like, how are you? They've portrayed themselves as someone who's genuinely concerned and wants to check in and catch up. How are you? Just catching up, just checking in. And then from there, somehow they've baited you into discussing things that I'm picking up went on in the group that were negative, and how you felt about it, but strongly I was picking up that you didn't want to discuss that though. I'll be honest, it's giving trickery. Like, they've initiated the conversation as if, they're genuine. They're genuinely just checking in. And then switched to prompting you to discuss things that you actually want to move forward from. You've been healing and working on yourself. You've been healing and working on yourself. And here comes a flying monkey trying to drag you back into a space that you don't need to be in anymore. you've been thinking about this particular exchange a lot recently because you're concerned about how you'd go about this in the future if it ever occurred again. Like, you don't feel comfortable not knowing that you have a solid plan or a strategy to take more control should this ever occur again. I just want to say that it's actually really good that you're concerned, because that's usually the step that we take before we take action to plan. So we know that we can feel secure in knowing what we do the next time. Spirit wants you to know that there doesn't have to be a 3-month, 6-month, or however long gap before you sit down and strategize, because I'm getting that someone is like, okay, I know what happened, I was taken advantage of, I don't like it, I have the knowledge, which is great, but you haven't done the next thing, which is to know how you will protect yourself in the future, and that's why you feel insecure in regards to this situation. You just need to strategize. You just need to know how you're going to have more control in a situation like this, should it arise. You acknowledging this is not something to shy away from, but rather something to identify as power. You have the knowledge, so you have the power. Along our healing journey, because it's just not linear at all, is it? You learn so much, and there's just this tiny little step that you've forgotten, or tiny little step that you need to reach before you can close that out, and that's the case here. You just needed to you just need to strategize. You need a strategy. Actually, a really effective strategy for something like this is to know when to jump in and take back full control of the conversation. It's knowing when. Like, when would that be necessary? And what would that look like? So say a flying monkey hits you up and they're like, hey, how are you? It's been a long time. After this stage, this is where what I call the progressive stage. And the reason I call it that is because it's the stage where you progress onto a different topic. You've completed the boring section of how are you, how have you been, what have you been up to. Now, this is the stage where you're going to put your detective goggles on at the progressive stage. And I'll tell you why. Because at this stage, we have a choice in where we choose to take the conversation. Now, because it is a choice, where you choose to take the conversation says a lot about your intentions. If a person is genuinely checking in, they're most likely going to progress into questions like, oh, what books have you been reading lately? Are you watching any TV series lately? Are you going on holiday this year? Because they just genuinely want to move the conversation along and exchange interesting things that you are both doing. But if they progress into, have you spoken to anyone from that toxic group lately? They're probably not genuinely checking in, especially if they know that you didn't leave on good terms and it's been a decent amount of time since you left. They're probably just looking for some juicy gossip or even the chance to invalidate you emotionally. Here's what you're going to say the next time if they ask you that again. So if they say, spoken to anyone from that toxic group lately? You're going to say, no, and I don't intend to. How's work been? I guarantee you they won't be on the phone for much longer, and they probably won't call you back ever again, because you've taken control of the situation. it's boring for them now. They're a flying monkey, you know, so you're not giving them what they're after. That's how you deal with those people. But Spirit just wanted you to not shy away from that. Like, don't kind of be like, oh, I don't feel secure in not knowing how I deal with that. I don't like that went down. Argue with them in your mind about it, but not have a strategy. I think that's what Spirit's trying to get across. But collective, thank you for your time. I really, really appreciate it. If you enjoyed my video, like, share, and subscribe. A very happy freaking new year to you. Celebrate yourself. You deserve to. And I'll see you soon. Love always.